Ready?
Yeah. Everyone loves cake. Most people like frosting, and a lot of people like Texas, but that's kind of beside the point. White Texas sheet cake combines all three of those things. Obviously, it's a cake. It's made with frosting, and it's quite large, kind of like Texas. There's a three-step process in making the cake. First, you have to combine all the ingredients. Second, you have to mix everything together. And third, you have to make the frosting. You can't eat the cake without baking it first, and in order to bake the cake, you have to gather all the ingredients. This cake is a very simple cake to make, but it does require a few ingredients. Before we make the cake, we have to preheat the oven to 375. The preheating process allows your oven to warm up while you continue to mix the batter. After you preheat, you start gathering your ingredients. Your ingredients for the cake requires 2 cups of flour, 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of butter, which is about 2 sticks, 1 cup of water, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. You also need 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of almond extract, and half a cup of sour cream. The sour cream is a weird ingredient to use in baking a cake because, well, it's sour cream. According to Cake Central, sour cream is added to enhance the moisture of the cake. The other ingredients you need are for the frosting. The frosting has 4½ cups of powdered sugar, 1 more stick of butter, and 1/4 of a cup of milk. Mix that with half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and you can start making your cake. The first step to making the cake batter is you have to bring the 2 sticks of butter and the cup of water to a boil. In a separate bowl, you can combine your dry ingredients of flour, sugar, the teaspoon of salt, and baking soda. In another bowl, you add your liquid ingredients, which are the 2 eggs, the teaspoon of vanilla extract, and your half cup of sour cream. The last step in this is combining all 3 together. You mix them all up in a bowl, and you pour it into a greased 15 by 10 pan. According to Peggy Zemer's recipe, you throw it in the oven for 20 minutes. This isn't a time to just sit back and wait, though. You have to use your frosting now. Your frosting could be store-bought, or in this case, we're going to use a homemade. It's generally up to the baker. Now, the first step in making the frosting is you have to boil a half cup of butter and 1/4 cup of milk. The second step is you have to add that to 4½ cups of powdered sugar and the half teaspoon of vanilla extract. You must frost the cake while it's hot. According to my mom, when you frost the cake while it's hot, it gives the cake kind of a glaze look to it. Now the glaze will harden, just like the cake will harden, as it cools. That's why you have to frost it while it's hot. You have to wait at least 30 minutes for it to be fully cooked. I know, it's disappointing. No matter how you serve this cake, besides serving it uncooked, it'll taste exactly the same as long as you follow those 3 steps. You gather your ingredients, you mix them all together, and you frost the cake. Sounds like it's time to eat. Now, whether you eat this with ice cream or serve it plain, this cake is perfect ending to a great meal. Now, as Marie Antoinette said, let them eat cake.